Hello everyone and welcome to Genetics Lab. My name is Nick and I will be one of your primary contact points. Let's go ahead and go over the course logistics. For this course you will have three main points of contact. Your primary contact will be your GTA. Your second contact will be Peggy Einhorn, who's the lab manager and can answer general questions or help with more complex questions if your GTA needs assistance. And of course you always have your lecture professor. Feel free to pause at any time during this presentation and read in more detail, but this slide basically is telling you that the hybrid format is primarily online, but there will be 4 in-person exercises which will be outlined on the syllabus, and these classes are mostly focused on in-person experience that the College of Science, Department of Biology feels that you need to have before you graduate. These labs can be completed for the most part asynchronously. Audio PowerPoint slides like this one and associated videos can be watched at any time. They will be all posted to Blackboard, and your homework will be due at a specific time outlined in the syllabus. However, look for emails from your GTA as they may have requirements for synchronous meetings. Our face-to-face meetings will always be synchronous, and you'll need to look at your registration details to find the date and times and locations. The attendance is mandatory, and it will be at the regularly scheduled times that you'll find, like I just said. Fully online lab sections, however, are obviously, as it states, fully online. These are only for the eLab registered courses. So if you're in a hybrid course and you wish to do it fully online, you will need to look into switching to the eLab registration only. The face-to-face meetings with those hybrid labs, again, is mandatory. However, we are prepared to move fully online depending on the situation and what the university decides. In order to accommodate for having face-to-face meetings, the labs have reduced numbers, students will be spaced out, there will be increased cleaning protocols, masks are required, and movement through the building is reduced, and the main stairway in the building is for moving up and the side stairways are for moving down. But before you come to class, you'll have an email outlining all of those safety protocols. And of course, before you come to campus this semester, you will be required to do the daily COVID survey. You'll have to take the Safe Return to Campus course, which is in Blackboard. Congregation is discouraged, and you have to wear your mask. And along with those COVID requirements, we also require long pants in the labs. And closed-toed shoes. Those are the only 2 non-COVID requirements that we have for the lab. And now to quickly go over the schedule that we'll be adhering to. First, I want to say always follow the syllabus. If there are any contradictions here or in any emails, the syllabus is final, and those are the dates and times that you should be sticking to. Homework is due every Monday by 8 a.m. We won't have homework every single week, so check the syllabus for which weeks homeworks are due. Along with homework on Mondays at 8 a.m., quizzes are also due. So for weeks that you have a quiz and homework due, make sure that you're compensating for that amount of time. The midterm will be from 9 a.m. on a Friday to 5 p.m. on a Saturday. So just under 24 hours to complete the midterm. You'll have that entire block of time open, and once you start the exam, you'll have 3 hours to finish it. And the same format is for the final. You'll have from 9 a.m. on a Friday to 5 p.m. on a Saturday, 3 hours also. The final's cumulative. And you also have a semester-long genetic mapping experiment. This is the FLY project that you may have heard of. And it will be due on 4/26 by 8 in the morning. But there'll be plenty of discussions about that report before it's due. And of course, review the syllabus. Grading is a bit different than some other lab courses. The total points are 200, which constitute 25% of your overall course grade. So the lab grade is factored into your lecture grade. The breakdown of those 200 points are 110 from exams and quizzes, and 90 coming from your lab reports. Not all lab reports are the same point value, so look at the syllabus for those. And importantly, if you do not turn in the final mapping report, no matter what grade you have in the course, you will fail it. So be sure to pay attention to that and keep up with the mapping. The lab manual is in a digital format. The preferred browser is Chrome. It works perfectly fine in other browsers, but it also contains your homework PDFs. So you'll need some sort of PDF editor in order to open those PDFs, and in most cases they'll be editable, but in other cases you may have to annotate on top of the PDF, which is why you'll need a PDF editor like Adobe Acrobat. In addition to that, there's a Blackboard app that's very useful to help keep up with all of your grades. It's a new Blackboard this semester, so you might want to get familiar with it because it's quite a bit different than the old Blackboard. So for the most part, these lab reports that you'll be filling out are PDFs that you can download from the online ebook. In some cases, and if this is the case, you'll be told in an email from your GTA, but in some cases you may have to find it on Blackboard. However, unless you're told otherwise, you should expect your homework to be in the ebook. Format and content are variable. Sometimes you'll just be filling out your lab report based on some data. Sometimes you'll also have to collect data, draw up graphs, diagrams, or write a discussion section. There is a very important section in your ebook. At the end of every chapter that we do, there's a lab report section. Now this is right before you get to the lab report itself, and the lab report section tells you exactly what is required to complete the lab report for that chapter. Late work is not accepted in this course. You have a full week to do all of your homework, and it's due the following Monday at 8 a.m. Of course, the honor code applies. This includes all of your lab reports. You will share data. You should not share your conclusions, and that is applied to all of your work. Now, for this course, in the course content section, you will find some things like lab manual PDFs if they are not available in your ebook, and if that happens, you'll be told through email. But you'll also find audio PowerPoints, you'll be finding your data files, sometimes homework PDFs, and your submission links. Now, your submission links and your data files may be in the same link itself. You'll also have a link for office hours. This is for your GTA office hours, but there will also be a link for an Excel sheet containing office hours for all of the GTAs in your course. So if your GTA doesn't hold office hours at a time that works for you, you can log into another GTA's office hours. So this will be the structure for how you complete the homework that's required for each week in any given week. Your first step will be to review the syllabus for that week, navigate to the course content folder, look in the folder for that week, review the lab manual for the given chapter, play the audio PowerPoint for that chapter, look at the data that is provided for that chapter, which is in the Blackboard folder, download and complete the lab report. And to download the lab report, it is most likely going to be in your ebook for that week. And you can access it by going to the cover of your ebook, so before you open it, selecting the paperclip icon, which will bring you to the Resources tab. And in the Resources, you'll see a whole list of downloadable PDFs. Now, yours might look a little bit different from what you see below, but it's essentially the same. And once you find the appropriate PDF for the chapter that you're working on, you will complete it, save it, double check it before you submit it, submit, and then check one more time just to make sure that it uploaded correctly using the submission link that's in that week's folder. So to review your graded work, you will navigate back to the submission link, click on the document that you submitted, and your attempt will be shown with the grade for it. Usually your work will be graded within a week. You may or may not have annotations. If you submit an image file, Blackboard does not let annotations be made to those, so you won't have any marks indicating incorrect responses or anything like that. Now, if you need any technical help like locating PDFs, accessing your ebook, figuring out how to get your PDF reader to work correctly, anything like that, you can email me, Nick Minster. Here's my email, nminster@gmu.edu. If you have just basic questions, you can also navigate using this link for Mason IT support. Or any other general questions, you can go to the Learning Services link that I have here. All right, that's all for now.